How is it possible that being a Hindu, we don't know about Bhagavad Gita? So that was because I felt that Muslims follow their religion properly through Quran, Christians follow their religion properly through Bible. So why I don't know about Bhagavad Gita? Hare Krishna. My name is C R Seshadri. I am also known as Shyam Chandra in the spiritual circle. I live in a suburb Thane in Mumbai, and my family includes my father, my wife, and my 2 grown-up sons. I work for a company called Metal Power and have a global responsibilities for sales and marketing in the capacity of president of the company. I'll be taking you through my journey of 20 years in devotional life, and hope you will enjoy viewing it, and hope I will be able to inspire you to take up devotional life while following your professional career also. In my childhood days, I was religious because we were brought up in a Brahmin family, in Hindu family, Brahmin family. But honestly, I did not have much knowledge on the scriptures. For example, just go to the temple, because my parents used to go to temple, and just pray that I should be passing exams with flying colors. I should be a topper in the class. So it was primarily a desire that was being manifested, and I used the support of the Lord to make my desires fulfill. I thought this was basically being about religious. So sometimes I wonder, how did I come into Krishna consciousness? So maybe it's my past karma, maybe it is the prayers and blessings of my parents. I don't know. But essentially, whatever it is, I take it as a way of life, and in the process, I'm glad that my family, my wife and my 2 kids, they are also into Krishna consciousness.
Shyam Chandra Prabhu and I got married in the year 1990, and basically both of us belong to a very religious family background, and after marriage also we had a very spiritual life, basic spiritual life like every normal person has. We used to visit temples and everything.
I think it was 92 February, my first son Arvind was born, and that was probably the very proud moment for me as a father, because I suddenly realized that the world is different now. It means more responsibility.
I think for anybody who tries to think with an introspective and a reflective, grateful heart and mind, having wonderful parents, it's definitely one of the assets and one of the joyful gifts of God in our existence. In my life, when I look back, the position of my parents, especially my father, it's been wonderful.
The moment he was born, within 3 months, I got a job offer from Saudi Arabia. Now, that was the need of the hour for me. During that time in Saudi, the first 6 months was very tough, because it was like a cultural shock for me. So I used to somehow pray when my wife and son can join. Eventually they joined me in 6 months time. So life was just going, but there was something missing at that time. It was just a mundane life, I felt. And suddenly, little bit of, I was devastated. I think it was, it was June 1995 when I got a call from India through another family that I've lost my mother. Now, this was a big shock for me. Hard to control my emotions because I was very, very close to her, very closely attached to her. And she loved me a lot, being the only son after 3 daughters. So when I came home, I cried. I just could not control my emotions because I came to a place and I'm not able to see her, and I will never be able to see her. And after that, I think on that night, if I remember, that was the first time I started chanting the Mahamantra. Thanks to my third sister, Jaganmohini. She said that, you are not able to bear the loss, so at least chant the holy name of Hare Krishna. I mean, it goes this way: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this mantra on a bead bag, I took up chanting, and one full night, because I could not sleep in separation from my mother, I started chanting. And then of course I had to go back to Saudi because I had to continue my contract. And from there, I think my along with my professional life, my spiritual life also started developing. I started understanding that it is not enough only to be par excellence in your professional career, but it is important to nurture your inner self to make you that much more stronger in life. In one of the meetings in Saudi Arabia, it so happened that we had a lot of friends from Pakistan, Egypt, and a few other countries as well, locals, Muslims. When they were trying to talk about the Quran and how it helps in developing them as a good human being, they were also keen to hear from me about Bhagavad Gita. And I was sort of very much embarrassed with myself that I did not know anything. That trigger, took me to a situation where I came back home and I narrated to my wife, and I told her that, look, if and whenever we go back to India, we should at least explore Bhagavad Gita. And further, what I thought was, my children, my second son was just born at that time, so 95, I think, so my children were very small. So we felt that if we understand Bhagavad Gita, we can also be instrumental in raising them in a proper manner. Okay, so we felt there were multiple benefits of reading the scriptures. So in 97, when I came back, I started to explore different avenues to learn Bhagavad Gita. So we went to the Ramakrishna mission, we went to the Chinmaya mission, tried Osho, we tried all possible, Brahma Kumari and all that. And I deliberately kept ISKCON as the last destination. While I was in Saudi, I used to get a lot of messages from my devotee sister, giving me some, through letters, because during those days, emails and mobiles were not there. So she used to send me letters, and they used to come like a bunch, and I used to spend weekends sometimes reading all those letters, 20 pages, 30 pages, and I used to cry because she, through Bhagavad Gita's explanation, she was touching my heart inside. So finally, after exploring all these options, when I came to ISKCON in the Hare Krishna land in Juhu, what struck me immediately was two things. One is the temple altar, the beauty of the altar of Radha Krishna deities,
were, unmatchable compared to any other place. I mean, they are decorated so magnificently that I felt like I'm seeing something really transcendental. The second thing that struck me was, they used to have this discourses, even now they have, where they give spiritual discourses. So in such discourses, the speaker is a very senior person, of a sannyasi level person, and among the audience, they have during those days a lot of intellectuals, people from academics, engineers, doctors. They all used to come, and a lot of questions were exchanged and right answers were coming. So I was not having the knowledge to ask the right question, but thanks to those people who were asking the right questions, I was getting the benefit. So this made me convinced that I must learn Bhagavad Gita through this institution, because they practiced what they preached. So just when I had got the taste of spirituality, and I knew that this was going to be the long term, I should sort of grasp it more, understand it more, but somehow I was not that serious. I was sort of on off into it. And on one of the occasions when I visited Chennai on a business trip, it was a weekend. So I thought, why not have a quick darshan of Lord Balaji, Tirupati. So I took along with me my local colleague from Chennai, and we both visited Tirupati. It was a day darshan, so that night we are supposed to return back. It so happened that the bus did not return in time. Scheduled time was 12:30 in the night, but it came back at something like 2:30 or 3 o'clock. So we were least bothered. After we came, we were to go back to the hotel, so we took an auto rickshaw. And as we were driving in the auto, we were just chatting, and suddenly what I saw one car, private car, coming in full speed in the opposite direction, bang opposite to us. And I thought, that's the end of it. I had no moment to even react. I just, in a fraction of a second, I just thought about my family and my 2 little children, and I just said, Krishna, nothing else, and immediately bang, head on. It all happened so fast, there was no time even to react. Within seconds, what I realized was, I am thrown out somewhere, and the auto rickshaw driver has collapsed, and my colleague is trapped. I don't even know what his condition is, and I am not able to get up. This was my plight. I am terribly, in a bad condition. So I started screaming loudly, help, 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 in anticipation that somebody would help us out, But to our misfortune, the cars were coming by. They were all just watching. One of them even opened the door, and then last minute he closed it and he drove away. After about a few minutes, help comes in the form of 2 young boys, and they asked, what's the matter? I explained everything to them, and they said, don't worry, there is a Apollo hospital close by, and we will take you there. We'll get another auto rickshaw. They put us inside a new auto rickshaw, and they said, you keep going, we are coming behind you. And then what? They never came. I am turning behind, I didn't see them at all. And as we reached Apollo, I discovered that everything was all like pre-arranged for us, and we were taken into the emergency ward, and then there the investigations and the diagnosis started.
This was actually on a Sunday when I got the call from Prabhuji and saying that he was in hospital, because normally his schedule is that whenever he's outside somewhere on a business trip, he never calls me on a Sunday. So he called me and he said that don't panic, I've got to tell you something. So when I asked him what it was, he said I'm in Apollo hospital, and he narrated the whole incident. And he told me that there were two boys who actually came to take him to the hospital, and then they never turned back. So my immediate reaction was that it was Krishna Balram who actually came to help him. That incident actually increased my faith, and then I was actually convinced that Krishna is actually protecting us.
So each time when I think of that incident, I become more and more humble. I feel that Lord Krishna has saved me, and I've got a second chance of life where I should probably think of increasing my endeavors in spiritual development. And that's when I decided that I will take the shelter or initiation under His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami Maharaj. Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami Maharaj, also known as Dr. T.D. Singh, is one of the champions in science and spirituality, and a very humble person who instantly attracted me. That's why I decided to take shelter under him.
Initiation or Diksha means to become connected to Krishna in the Parampara.
Om Swasti, Om Swasti, Om Swasti.
For scrutinizingly reading the scripture, other scriptures also, along with that Bhagavad Gita also, and through the institution of ISKCON, we found the right forum where we could put our questions from all spheres, from the personal front, that is in the family upbringing, then the professional challenges, and also how to grow spiritually. So this helped our family immensely, because from a very young age, for example, my elder son Arvind was only 5 years at that time, and my second son Arjun was only about 2.5 years at that time. So we exposed to them the right knowledge at a very young age. So quite often, people say that this kind of things like Bhagavad Gita should be taught or should be learnt only after the retirement. But I totally disagree. I feel that this is like a user manual. Okay, you buy a product from a market, a consumer product, you cannot use the product unless you read the manual thoroughly. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita is a user manual for a human being. How to lead a life successfully, the secrets or the way or the path is shown in Bhagavad Gita. So when we started reading it, we were getting more and more convinced, and then we thought this is the way we should, this is the time we should impart the children to that. So the first thing was for them to understand the slokas. We put them in a school that also teaches Sanskrit, so that they can memorize the slokas comfortably, because Sanskrit is not taught in many schools nowadays. It's like almost a forgotten language. Hardly anybody can speak Sanskrit, and we encourage them to participate in sloka recitation competition.
Every Sundays our schedule used to be to take the children and go to the temple and hear the Bhagavatam class there. And in that time we used to actually engage our children also in a lot of activities which would help them progress in their spiritual life. Like they used to have coloring, and the children used to go for Mridanga classes and all those things. And Prabhuji has been instrumental in actually helping all of us progress, in the sense that he used to take time out from his busy schedule to go to the temple, drive us all the way from here, from Thane to Juhu, and then back.
I am always thankful to my parents, my dad especially, who took the pains to drive up to the Juhu ISKCON temple every Sunday morning. And it became a routine for us to hear the morning discourses on the Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. and the knowledge that is given in Srimad Bhagavad Gita helped me realize the way I have to shape up my life, how to go about my life, what is right and what is wrong in life.
Now all these they were doing without any sacrifice on the studies. So in studies they were already doing very well, but parallelly we encouraged them to add this dimension, something unique we thought at that time, that by learning these slokas and by reciting it in inter-school competition, they were always standing first, and that gave them more and more encouragement. I can give an example. In I think in one of the primary classes when my elder son was going, and his science teacher was teaching the properties of water as it is given in the syllabus. Water is colorless, odorless, tasteless. So he got up and this is all basically a small child getting up and telling the teacher that, teacher, water is cannot be tasteless, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I am the taste in water. So he actually put it forward at a very young age, maybe he was in the 4th or 5th class. So the teacher was amazed. On one hand, she agreed with him, because without the taste, why would we drink water? There is some taste coming in it. On the other hand, the syllabus is teaching this way. So next day we were called parents meeting, and actually the principal appreciated that. He said, I am amazed that your son knows this. So all this was because we taught them, we encouraged them to learn these slokas in Bhagavad Gita.
Hare Krishna. I know Shyam Chandra Prabhu and his good wife for last 20 years or more than that. Because of him, specifically, his son became very good. Because whatever the parents does, it affects to the children. Means children, they imitate what the parents do. First they imitate the parents, then to the teacher.
So as they went on, a stage came when both my children, are trying to convey the benefits of all this knowledge to their friends too, and in the process, they are getting the advantage. So this knowledge we have given to them, and they are now able to transmit that to the outside world also.
Hare Krishna. I am Rahul. I consider myself fortunate enough to have got the association of Amarendra Prabhu, as by Krishna's arrangement, we both studied together in the same engineering college. I still remember my first lecture at his home when I was invited with another best friend of mine. The lecture was on the appearance of Lord Jagannath. I was totally taken aback and inspired by the knowledge and the strong story skills presented in the lecture by Amarendra Prabhu. But little did I realize that the support behind this was his own family, one of them being Shyam Chandra Prabhu, his father.
If I have to name one person who has changed my lifestyle from animalistic lifestyle to a lifestyle of a devotee, then it is His Grace Amarendra Prabhu. Once Amarendra Prabhu was sharing that he is able to serve and guide so many devotees worldwide only because his father took him to the temple regularly to take the blessings and the association of Srila Prabhupada's disciples. I'm really very grateful to Shyam Chandra Prabhu for bringing up such a wonderful personality who is serving Prabhupada's mission in such an amazing way.
And my elder son is right now completed his masters in the University of Massachusetts in US, and he's also been able to successfully give a lecture in MIT on the, he was representing the Hinduism in terms of philosophy on one of the forums. And my second son also is doing it quite effectively in his institution. Many a times I encounter this question. People ask me, okay, spirituality you're following at home, but then how do you manage the same standards when you travel abroad? That's something it's beyond understanding of many people, because there are many countries where language problem, the food habits are different, culture is different. So how do I maintain the same standards, or is it that I follow only at home? So it's very simple. I actually follow the same standards wherever I travel throughout the world, whether it's Vietnam on this side or whether it is Mexico on that side, I follow the same standards. And how do I do that? I actually carry a travel altar along with me, which includes the photos, pictures of my spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swami, then Srila Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON, and Gaurnitai, and also Sri Radhakrishna photos. So these pictures I carry, and I set up a small table altar inside the hotel room where I stay. And I offer incense sticks, that is agarbatti, I offer flowers, and so that gives me a good aroma. The moment I get the aroma of agarbatti, I know I am in a spiritual place. And then I do make some preparations, some mild preparations like khichdi and all in the hotel room I make, and I offer it to the Lord. Sometimes I buy fruits and I offer to the Lord. So this way what happens is I follow the same spiritual practice standards wherever I go, and then I do my japa rounds in the morning hours after doing all this. And once I am done with all that, it's time to go to meet my clients, and my day starts around that time. So that way I am able to balance quite well between spiritual and my professional practices.
He is involved in profession as well as that is appreciable, because as well as profession as well as spiritual, okay, both it is not possible for the ordinary man.
He has worked with me both at Agilent Technologies as well as Thermo Fisher Scientific in senior managerial positions.
He, his wife, his sister, the entire family, they have very nice environment and they are very serious devotee.
His two sons, Arvind and Arjun, coming up extremely well in their studies and also doing well in the service of the Lord.
They brought up them, both the children, in a very Krishna consciousness environment. Because of them, the children become so nice.
He has been recognized both by Agilent Technologies and Thermo Fisher Scientific for his performance and was awarded the High Achiever Award as well as the President Club Award by these companies respectively.
I distinctly remember that one line which Shyam Chandra Prabhu told me that day after the lecture. He said, Krishna consciousness not just teaches us the art of living, but it teaches us the art of leaving the body or the art of dying, which in turn takes care of the art of living too. This was such a simple and a powerful reality which had never occurred to me in my life.
He is successful both in his professional life as well as in his spiritual life.
That line was a turning point in my spiritual life.
So these knowledges that were given in the Bhagavad Gita, but it was my father who took the pains to help me deliver that message. So I'll always be thankful. I am always indebted to him. I am indebted to my parents who have taken so much pains to bring me to the right track.
Since then, Shyam Chandra Prabhu and his family have not just been guiding me in my spiritual life, but they have been constantly inviting me for regular house programs, giving me seva and nourishing me with delicious prasadam.
I wish Mr. Seshadri all success in his professional life, and I am sure that will scale many more peaks in the spiritual world.
So I think the list is limitless, but these are some wonderful take-home principles, lessons, points, lessons. I would think which I would love to imbibe, practice, and someday have it in my character too. So I'm very, very grateful, and I'm very proud to have a father like him. Thank you.
So to conclude, Krishna consciousness is a very simple process which can be practiced by all the members in the family. As you have seen from my own experience of 20 years in spiritual life, it's the only process that helps you to connect to Krishna, and hence it's also called as Bhakti Yoga. Most importantly, any individual in any sphere of life can follow Krishna consciousness and can very nicely blend between his personal career as well as the spiritual career, and hope to get the rewards of the bliss of having Krishna consciousness. So I hope you enjoyed viewing it. and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.